Hello again, everybody. Zack Attack is here with the Atakline for this Monday, December 22nd, 2014. Hope everyone had a great weekend. I did, with two great gigs over the weekend. Starting this past Friday at the Special Needs Dance, the final one of the year, at the Washington Senior Center in Washington, Michigan. I do these special needs dances once a month, and sometimes they're fun, sometimes they're just okay, but they're always fun, but the attendance is up and down. Like, November was one of the most weakest attendance in a while. October was awesome attended. November was just okay attended. There was a lot of competition. There was a special needs hockey game, I heard, and it was snowing. Last year's special needs Christmas dance did not even happen because of a snowstorm. So we haven't done a Christmas dance special needs for 2 years. This is the best one we've done since 2011. Because we did one in 2010, 2011, 2012. 2010 was okay. 2011 was awesome. 2012 was just okay. Last year we didn't have one. And then this year was amazing. Great attendance. Awesome crowd. A lot of regulars. We have a bunch of people that show up every month. Some weren't there last month, but they were there this month. And it was tremendous. It was a great time, as usual, for a lot of people. You know, a lot of people enjoyed it. They had a Santa Claus there and everything. It was a whole lot of fun this past Friday night at the special needs dance. It was awesome. Can't wait to get back in February. Meanwhile, Rhythm Point Dance Academy did their Christmas gala on Saturday for the 6th year in a row. The gala, like I said, they've done this for 6 years. 4 of the 6 years have been at Monte Carlo, Club Monte Carlo in Utica. The last 2 years have been at Tina's Country House, North Avenue, 23 Mile. 23 North Avenue, like kind of past 23 on North Avenue. And they do like a recital, and the dances get better and better every year. They're awesome. You know, there was a couple I liked. There was a One DMC Mega Mix dance they did a dance to that was awesome, and a Robots dance that was pretty awesome too. So some good dancing there. Doing their recital, a lot of good dancing when I came on for the main dance portion of the show, which is amazing. Better than like last year was okay. I had a little rough middle. Same with this year. You know, I peaked. I did every at 7 o'clock we started dancing. You know, 5 o'clock was the show. You know, 5 o'clock they got there. 5:30 was dancing. 6 o'clock was dinner. 6:30 was dinner. 7 o'clock they were ready to dance for like the first hour. And I was playing till 10. So it was a 4-hour show. For the first hour I was peaking with, you know, All About That Bass, Blank Space, once again, very popular. I'll get to that in a second. But then the second hour I was kind of wumbling through the motions. I was on autopilot for the second hour. Then I came back in the third hour with some gangster songs. And had a great ending of Sweet Caroline. So it was a fun night at Rhythm Point. Great night this past Saturday. 2 great shows. I'm off until New Year's Eve. So there you go. Now, on with your number ones. Since I didn't make an Atakline Wednesday, since last Monday, I'll tell you last week's number ones before we get to your number one movie. First things first, we have a new number one album. Taylor Swift's 1989 got kicked off by J. Cole's album, his second straight number one album. I forgot the name of the album, but I know his number one album. But while Taylor's no longer number one album, she's still the number one single 5 weeks in a row for Blank Space on the Hot 100. And like I said, I've been playing that song everywhere. They love singing the chorus. You know, when I first heard the song, I kind of liked it, but it's kind of worn on me. I have the app that has an interactive experience that's kind of cool, and I've been playing a lot at my shows, like I said, and people love singing the chorus. So there you go. New number one album for last week. New number one single. Still number one single, Taylor Swift. We'll see what Nicki Minaj does this week, as The Pink Print will debut this upcoming week on Wednesday. We're not making a Atakline Wednesday because of New Year's Christmas Eve, so we shall see. Meanwhile, number one movie for this week, as I had fully predicted, The Hobbit is the new number one movie with about 90 million for the 5-day total because it came out Wednesday. So the 5-day total was like 90 million, while the 3-day total for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday was about 60 mil. 3 straight Hobbit movies the last couple of years. The box office weeks have gone down tremendously. Like 100 mil the first movie of the prequel, then it's like, you know, 54 mil for the 3-day. So there you go. The final Hobbit movie, number one movie in America with 54 mil. Now before we get to some more movie news, including a movie that many people want to see, but not on Christmas Day. Let's continue on with some sad news in the world of music today, as the legendary British soul singer, blue-eyed soul singer, Joe Cocker, passed away at the age of 70 today. Some saying it's because of lung cancer. He's been battling lung cancer for the last couple of years. Of course, the legendary singer was big in the 70s, late 60s, early 70s, with classics like Feeling Alright, You Are So Beautiful, and of course, his iconic cover of The Beatles with a Little Help from My Friends, which was made more famous by being the theme for the Wonder Years. But then his drug problems bugged him in the late 70s. Despite tremendous tours in the early 70s, he never got back to his late 60s height of success till the late 80s with his duet with Jennifer Warner from the American Gigolo soundtrack, Up Where We Belong. It really came back with another song I love playing at my gigs, besides Little Help from My Friends, You Can Leave Your Hat On, the song I probably played the most of from Joe Cocker. I think I played Feeling Alright once, or twice, but mostly I played Leave Your Hat On. It's just a sexy song. Very big laws in the world of classic rock. He's a tremendous blues rock singer. You know, that big, booming voice of his. And to have him die, especially before Christmas, it's kind of sad for his family. Of course, as expected, when major rock people die, a lot of their peers and friends mourn their deaths on this day's social media. With Ringo Starr from the Beatles writing on Twitter, "Goodbye and God bless to Joe Cocker for one of his friends. Peace and love." John Morello just said on his Twitter, "R.I.P. Joe Cocker, great voice and spirit." Peter Frampton tweeted, "So sad to hear of Joe Cocker's passing. You Are So Beautiful is both Joe and Nicky Hopkins' piano at their very best. Couldn't play right now, R.I.P." Brian Adams wrote on his Twitter page, "Joe Cocker has died, R.I.P. my good friend. You are one of the best rock singers ever." Philip Phillips said, "Such an inspiration to me in music. His voice will carry on." Steven Tyler echoed by saying that we loved you forever. We will miss you always. R.I.P. Joe Cocker. Josh Corbett said that he was one of my favorite voices ever. A lot of people sending their condolences to the friends and family. I echo that. Prayers and thoughts to the family and friends of Joe Cocker at this very sad time, especially, like I said, dying before Christmas is very sad. He will be missed with his booming voice. So, rest in peace to you, Mr. Cocker. And I will tip my invisible hat to you and leave it back on for you. No, it was a bad joke, but hey, man, up the top of my head. So, get with it. So, rest in peace to you, Joe Cocker. But, of course, besides the death of Joe Cocker, the big news in the world of entertainment this past weekend was the aftermath of the hacking of Sony Pictures affecting the release of The Interview. Now, The Interview is already a controversial film when the trailer came out with no career-threatening stuff against Sony. Well, apparently, according to several sources, that the hackers got into the piece all related to North Korean government, leaked a lot of shit from Sony in the last couple of weeks. But, of course, the big thing came on last Tuesday when the gone into the piece, or as they call themselves, GOP, threatened to bomb every theater and make a 9/11 incident in every theater that plays The Interview. Sony, threatened by that, decided to give theaters the option not to play the movie, which all of them said, "We're not playing it. We don't want to get threatened by bombs." So Sony canceled the release of The Interview for Christmas. A lot of people thought they were pulling it off and not releasing it in any format at all. A lot of people was like, you don't negotiate with terrorists. Even President Obama made a statement about Sony Pictures pulling the film. But Sony went on damage control, saying that we didn't mean cancel the film at all. We're going to release it some way, somehow, but not on Christmas Day, like it was originally scheduled. So it's coming out in some way, shape, or form, somehow. That's why I said to myself, I said that they're going to release the film eventually, but it's going to probably come when the controversy dies down. You know? And a lot of people were making fun of it, especially on SNL this week when Mike Myers came out as Dr. Evil. That was funny. You want to kill a movie? Put it in January. Or September, because September is the worst month for movies as well. So there you go. The interview will be coming out eventually, but not on Christmas Day. Speaking of things getting hacked, Madonna's latest album and demos got hacked last couple weeks. Madonna's new album and demos have been getting leaked. Of course, I mentioned on the Atakline last week that she's planning a tour to honor the new album and 30 years since her first Tour of the Virgin tour. And then we've all known she's been working on this album for the last couple months with people like Diplo and Ryan Tedder, among others. But over the last couple weeks, demos have been leaking on the internet, and I'm a diehard Madonna fan, and I am not going to be listening to the leaks. I did listen to Give Me All Your Lovin' when it was leaked in 2011, but I didn't hear any of the leaks, so I'm lower to Madonna this time. So Madonna, to retaliate against the hackers, decided to release 6 new songs from the album this past Saturday as an early Christmas gift. She released a statement saying that I was supposed to release my new single on Valentine's Day, but I decided to release that song and 5 other songs for the album today on iTunes. 6 songs are available for download right now with the pre-order of the album Rebel Heart, set to come out March the 10th. March 10th. The 6 songs include the first single, Living for Love, Ghost Town. I think there's a Illuminati. I forgot another song title. And then 2 songs that include the word bitch in it. Unapologetic Bitch and Bitch on Madonna, with Nicki Minaj making her second appearance on a Madonna album since MDNA and Give Me All Your Lovin' and I Don't Give Up. So I heard snippets of the songs. They're decent. I like Living for Love. I think it's a good pick for the first single. I can't wait to see the video. She still is going to make a video. Despite the leaks, Madonna did conduct an interview saying that she will make a video for the song, and it'll maybe come out during the Grammys. Maybe winking towards a Grammy performance. She did appear during Macklemore's performance at the Grammys this year, but she may do her own performance at the Grammys, performing for the first time at the Grammys on her own since 2006 with a collab with Gorillaz. See if that comes to fruition or not. Any Madonna performance at the Grammys. So there you go, Madonna, releasing 6 songs from the album Rebel Heart to retaliate against hackers, promising more album songs in February before the eventual album release on March 10th. Speaking of people who are planning to at least tour next year, AC/DC is planning their tour, of course, for the album Rock or Bust. The big question has, of course, been, will Phil Rudd be on the tour or not, thanks to his current legal issues? Well, today Phil Rudd said point blank, I'm touring with AC/DC, calling into a New Zealand radio station, saying that I'm going back to work with AC/DC, and I don't care who likes it or who doesn't. I want my job back, and I want my reputation back. Of course, he's been tarnished because of this legal issue in statements that Angus Young has made during the promotion of the album, saying that Phil Rudd wasn't himself. That he's been battling some demons and issues. He almost missed the sessions for Rock or Bust. He made the sessions, but he missed the video shoot for the title song and the eventual first single, Play Ball. But Phil Rudd wants to clear his name. He's been pleading not guilty to his charges of threatening to kill somebody. I heard later on he was threatening a contractor and his daughter. That's sad to hear that. And possession of drugs. He's been behaving badly in court. He almost got arrested for contempt. So a lot of shit's been going on with Phil Rudd, but he wants to clear his name and he wants to make everybody know that no matter what, he will tour with AC/DC. No official word from AC/DC about these new comments made by Phil about whether or not he will tour or not. It's still not known, like I said, about whether or not Phil will tour, but Phil is adamant that he will be behind the kit for AC/DC on the Rock or Bust tour, which kicks off in Europe in late May, going on till mid-July. No U.S. dates yet. Probably will find those out maybe in the new year. So there you go. Phil Rudd said he is adamant that he will be the drummer for AC/DC on their tour. no matter who likes it or who don't. And that is it for the Atakline for today. Very lengthy today. See you later. With that in mind, y'all, but it's act by the news from Zach. Thank you so much. See you later. Yeah.